Hi everyone, welcome to the Trini Indian kitchen. Today we'll be making chana and aloo. So for those of you who don't know, chana is the Hindi word for chickpeas and aloo is the Hindi word for potatoes. So we're currying chana and aloo, as you can probably see in the title. So it's going to be sauteed with onions and garlic and whatever. And we're going to use curry powder. So the curry powder that I use is called Lalah's. And I think you can find in most grocery stores. But otherwise you could use any type of Madras curry powder. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here, first of all, we've got about 3 cups of soaked chana, 3 cups of soaked chickpeas, and about 4 medium-sized potatoes that I've just cut up into small pieces. So it's just soaked, nothing like that, nothing too cooked or anything. If you're using the canned chana, then it would be maybe 2 cans of chana, and of course 4 potatoes. Here we've got 1 large onion, 5 pieces of garlic that I've diced. I've got 5 chopped chilies, but you can use any type of pepper or no pepper at all. Here I've got 1 branch, 1 sprig of curry leaves. Here I have about a half a teaspoon of jeera, which is cumin seeds, and a half a teaspoon of sarso, which is mustard seeds. Now you don't have to have the sarso, but the jeera is really good in there. For the spices, we have about half a teaspoon of jeera, ground jeera, and a half a teaspoon of Hardee, which is turmeric or saffron powder. And I've got a tablespoon of the curry powder, the Lalah's curry powder. And I've got about 6-inch piece of cinnamon that I've chopped up, well, not chopped up, that I've broken in half. And of course salt for the taste. So I've turned my pot onto medium-high heat, and I've got a little less than a quarter cup of oil in here. You really don't have to measure it, just enough to cover a little bit, most of the bottom of your pot, and really just enough to saute your onions and whatever in it, because most of it is just going to be boiling in water. And obviously I have some water back there that I'm going to put in here as well. So just to check if the oil is hot, I put a few curry leaves in there, and I just want to see if they splatter around a little bit. They're ready. So the first thing we're going to add is the cinnamon sticks, and we're just going to leave that in there. And you'll notice that it'll start sizzling right away. So then you're going to add your sarso and jeera, your mustard and cumin, and we're going to give this a little mix. And after a while, you'll notice that they'll start making this popping noise. And after it makes that popping noise, you'll know to add in your pepper and your curry leaf. So they started popping. So we're going to add our curry leaf. Now be careful, step back a little bit when you do this, because it does sputter. And then we're going to add our onion, garlic, and pepper. And we're going to saute this until the onions get a little brown around the edges. So now that the onions have browned just a little bit and the garlic has toasted, we're going to add our curry powder, our jeera, and our Hardee, and we're going to let it fry up a little bit in the oil. So we're just going to let it fry up in this oil, and then we're going to add a little bit of water and let it cook up until it turns into a paste. So it's been frying up for a few seconds, and I'm going to add a little bit of water, not too much. And I'm going to let it cook up into a paste. So it's going to be thick. So it's all started clumping together a little bit. And we're just going to add our soaked chana and aloo to this. And we're just going to mix it so that the curry coats all the chana and aloo. So if you're familiar with cooking curry, you'd know what to do. I'm going to add a little bit more water now, just enough to cover the aloo. And I'll add salt, just a little bit in the initial, about a teaspoon. And later on we'll test to see if we need to add any more. Just mix up everything for one last time, and then you're going to put it to boil. And you'll just cover it. So the curry started to boil now, and we're going to let it actually boil down for maybe 30 minutes or so, just until the aloo has softened and the chana is completely cooked. And then you'll notice that the sauce will start to get a lot thicker, because the chana and the aloo, they'll start to slowly melt into it. So we'll know that as soon as the sauce gets thicker, you'll know to turn off the stove, because it'll be ready by then. So every now and then you're going to want to just stir around everything. You can see the water level has decreased. Maybe the chana and aloo is soaking it up, and it's also going away in steam. But you just want to mix it a little bit so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And maybe at this time I'm going to add a little bit more water, and I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer. So here I've noticed both the potatoes and the chana have softened up nicely, but there's also way too much sauce for my liking. So I'm just going to cook it, uncover it, and I'm just going to cook it down on a medium-high heat still, and I'm just going to let a little bit of the water evaporate out, so that I'll still have some sauce, but not so much. So as we can see, the sauce has thickened up quite nicely. And now at this point we can just test it for salt. And I actually did test it, and I think mine needs a little bit more salt. So you can always add in salt whenever you want. Just a little bit. But if you realize that you need more pepper or anything, then you can add some more chilies, chopped chilies right in the end. But make sure that it's still hot, so that the heat from the chili can distribute amongst all the curry. So this is almost done. Just a few more minutes to go, and it'll be ready. So here we've got our curry chana and aloo. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, because every Saturday there'll be a new video posted. Thank you for watching.